So on Friday, May 28th, it's 2021 right now, we learned about the 215 residential school kids who had been found dead, and it's obviously a heartbreaking topic, and I wanted to show my support in like a special way, if that makes sense. I wanted to kind of do something that I normally do, but also show my support. So today I'm going to react to Gord Downie's The Secret Path, and obviously I've talked about the Hip on my channel before. I plan to do a bunch more videos on them, and the Tragically Hip is one of my favorite bands of all time, like in the top 5. And then of course I've reviewed their EP when it came out, and it was fantastic, and they have some of my favorite albums of all time. And Gord Downie as a person is not only one of, in my opinion, the greatest musicians of all time, but I think he's also one of the greatest people ever, because obviously he made this, and this is a story about Channy Wenjack or something like that, and then I think he's escaping the residential schools, but I don't know what happens to him or whatever. I just know that it's a story of him escaping them, and we've learned about them in school before. I mean, they could kind of improve how they're taught a little bit, but it's a heartbreaking topic. It really is, and this won't be an easy video to make, but I feel like it's one that will be important. And obviously I can't say that I know anything from experience, but I feel like this is a way to kind of show my support, but take my spin on it, if that makes sense. And I'm really excited to watch this because I've heard it's amazing. I know it's an album actually, and this is just like the animated version of it. Basically, like somebody sketched over it, and I mean, it's official. It's posted by CBC Arts. The actual video is like 2 hours, but the whole thing I think is like 50 minutes. I'll obviously have to cut out lots of parts, just like I normally do with my movie reactions, but this is gonna be tough. I have my drumstick here for emotional support, but let's do this.
This is what I want to do.
See, that's what I love about Gord. He took his like
really matters to me.
He took his platform, like the fame he has, and then used it for good. That's what makes him such an amazing person.
Tragically hip.
She's sweet. I like her.
Of trying to get home.
God, that is sad. Here we go. Canada may seem great, but there's definitely some issues, and this is something that's very important to talk about, and what they tried to do here. God, it's horrible. His voice never fails to impress me. Rest in peace. This is already a fantastic song. That is heartbreaking. Oh my God. Oh God. Jesus Christ. Can't believe it's real. God. I must say the animation is beautiful. I mean, it's horrible to watch, but the animation is gorgeous. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, God. That's some unexpected music. Oh, my God. My heart is just racing. I cannot believe that this actually happened. Oh yes, of course I'm trying to escape. I love how they mix the song with the story, like the lyrics and the actual sound of it. It's so smart. That's a haunting shot. Like I'm looking at this also from the filmmaking aspect of it, or whatever you want to call it. It's haunting. That is the most accurate sound of Canadian geese ever. I honestly thought that was outside my house. That was the place that they were before it started. In the top right there. God, this song is just so heartbreaking. It's so beautiful, but at the same time, so hard to listen to. And I don't normally have trouble listening to or watching things, but I love how they reflect stuff in his eyes. It's so smart. That's smart. That's smart. Because he obviously wouldn't have understood it. So he's seeing the words turn to his language. That's so smart. Smart kid. The sound of the acoustic guitar also is just so beautiful. And I hate saying beautiful while describing this. Oh God, that's haunting. Because obviously it's so haunting, but The music just that Gord made for this perfectly fits it, or at least for me. God. My God. That's the scariest image of them all. The emotion and expression that they make in these drawings is unbelievable. The animation is so well done. This is my favorite scene so far. It's a low voice that really is so soothing, but you know he's being dead serious when he sings like that. God, his voice he is one of the best voices I've ever heard. Even older and suffering, from, I mean, he had cancer. I don't know if he recorded this while he had cancer, but oh God. It's one of the greatest songs or pieces of art I've ever heard. Oh wow, that was an amazing transition. Wow. Sorry, I sound like this. The piano really hits. Jesus. Sorry. God. He's one of the greatest musicians ever. I will not hear anyone say otherwise. It's just the truth. It's just the truth. The fact they had a fucking Canadian flag out front pisses me off so much. Considering what happened to the children, then this song title has many different meanings. Just awful. This is not what it means to be Canadian. The fact that this happened here in Canada makes me feel sick. Oh God, no. Oh, Jesus Christ. That's what I mean right there. That's what I mean. Even though it's animated, it seems so real, and that all comes down to the music. That's what makes it so good. Wow. Just wow. That's all I can say about this. I can't describe this, how great this is in words. That's terrifying right there. That has so many different layers. I also love how they have the letters flying through as snowflakes. It's unbelievable. It's just so awful. It's just like, I can barely believe that it's real, but it was. It's an amazing shot. Wow. Wow. There's so much emotion in Gord's voice, and it makes this scene, and all of them, but especially this one, really hit. I mean, they all do, but this vision is unbelievable. Oh my God. So that's what happened. Oh my God. Chills all through my body. Seen through the eye of the raven. Of course. Rest in peace. He was 12. He was 12 years old. This boy was 12 fucking years old. And this is what happened to him. This is not what he deserved. It's not what any child, any person deserves. This is awful, honestly. Okay. So a lot of my viewers, majority of them are not from Canada, so they may not know about the residential schools. And basically, I'll move my mic closer. Basically, the plan of them was to take Indigenous children and kind of destroy their culture and it kind of said something in the start, but turn them into the perfect white Canadian. I think that's I don't know if that's the best way to describe it, but that's what they thought it would be. Like, that's the best way to describe it. So they didn't let them speak their language. They didn't let them dress how they were before. There are many horrible pictures on the internet showing before and after, and I'm not going to put them in this video because honestly I don't want to search for them. Seeing them in school is already difficult, but I just don't want to trigger anyone watching this either. And they tried to make them speak English. They obviously cut their hair there, and they just tried to change everything about them, take away everything that was so special about their culture, I think. And again, this is still an issue that's happening. And I think that's so important, and that's also why I'm making this video. I'm trying to bring awareness to those who maybe don't know, and a lot of people do know in Canada, obviously, because we are taught this in schools. I feel like they could maybe fix the way they do it and kind of help a bit more. Although last year I was taught pretty well about this, and we didn't really touch on it this year in school in history. And it's something that I almost don't want to compliment, because it makes me sound like I'm complimenting what happened. And obviously, as you saw me react, I mean, a lot of it is just me saying, oh my God, how could this happen? But the music and the atmosphere and the animation was just utterly perfect. Like, the album is an easy 5 out of 5. This is some of Gord Downie's best work. Obviously, I talked about how special the hip is to me as a Canadian. I'm from Ontario, and to know this happened is awful. And just watching this, I mean, I felt like I was there with him walking along, and now I look outside and it's 20 degrees here where I live, and there's no snow at all, because obviously it is May 31st right now, and it's a story that really needs to be told. It's an awful story. It's a heartbreaking story, and Gord's vocals, just even later on in his life like this, still blow my mind. And the music, like the acoustic guitar, the piano, I think orchestra, maybe, like everything about it built this atmosphere, and a lot of the animation as well. Obviously, this is an album, this is like the animated version of it, just to kind of showcase it, and I think it shows it really well, because you understand exactly what's happening. It's an awful situation. Obviously, this was 46 minutes, and then I'm gonna watch parts of this thing after, and then I know that there's actual like an in-concert version of this, but I felt like it would make more sense for me to react to the animation and the actual thing. But I don't know. And obviously there will be people who are watching this saying, well, why is he saying something? And that's fair, because honestly, how could I ever know? There's no reason why I could know. There's no part of me that will ever understand what these children and what these people went through, and these people are still alive today. And that also means that some of the people who took part in the creation and the foundation of the residential schools are today. And if you are, fuck you. I mean, we all hate you, and I mean that in the most serious way ever. And I just have to say, rest in peace to every single kid who died because of this. The fact that this even happened is unbelievable. Never should have. Nobody deserves this. Rest in peace, of course, Gord Downie. You're one of the greatest musicians ever. And rest in peace, Chaney Wenjack. And I think I'm saying that right. If I'm not, I apologize. And if you've seen the full thing, because obviously I won't show the full thing, please tell me what you think of it down below. And what is your favorite hip album? And yes, I will be back with my regular content soon, although I just felt like this was something that was very important to show to all of you. And thank you all for watching. See you guys next time. Over and out. Every child matters.